Okay, I'm back again with another video. This video is on PacMan ROM for the Nexus 10 tablet. I told you guys I'd do it as soon as I got a chance to. I've been working through quite a few ROMs. Geez, I can't even talk. On all of my other devices. But as you can see, this is are the apps that are included with it. Nova Launcher is not included, so I did install Nova Launcher, and this video is going to be a little longer. I have a couple things I want to go over, which I believe are important for some users, maybe not for others, but I did want to go over them because I haven't had a chance to really do it in the past. The apps that I did download, I put in a separate folder over here to try to keep them separate. And these, what you're seeing here, other than the first app in the top left hand corner which says downloaded apps, are all what comes with the ROM. So let's go ahead and get started. I did not load a theme on this. I want to keep it the way it comes right after you flash it, so you guys can get a feel for it. I know I've had a lot of complaints about people that don't like dark themes. I'm sorry, I like dark themes, and that's how I'm gonna theme it for myself. But if you don't like themes, don't put them on. You don't have to, and there are plenty of themes on the market that are themed light or material. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's go into settings. I did shut off all the sound and the vibrations. I'm going to try to get rid of that. I think it's kind of annoying. We'll just go right down, and I want to let you guys know that Super Sue is not included. It does have its baked in typical CM type super user built into it, so you don't need to download Super Sue by Chainfire. I do. I like it, and that's my choice. Developer options are not enabled by default, so you want to go into your About tablet. As you can see, we are running build Android version 5.1.1, and I have included Khaun kernel on this one because I want to demonstrate the kernel, some of the features, and some of the settings that I use. That's why this video is going to be just a little bit longer, but I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. I am running the latest version of it, which is June 9th, and SE Linux is permissive because of the Khaun kernel. I can't remember whether it's permissive or enabled without the kernel. To be honest, I forgot to check. If you're not going to run exposed or anything like that, that doesn't matter anyways. Let's go ahead and get into settings. Developer options. Advanced reboot is not selected by default, so you do want to incorporate that, or turn that on, and then enable apps, or enable root. I always click apps and ADB. That's just my choice, something I do. I want to enable debugging. And let's see, I like my terminal, bug report shortcut, and allow mock locations, and a development shortcut, and that's about it. Well, no, I'm going to go ahead and go down to the Windows animation scales. I always set these to off. It just makes the tablet run a lot faster. You'll want to turn all three of these off. And like I said, you don't have to do it. It does make the tablet run a lot faster and smoother. It's just a little tip. I'm going to hit the performance last. We'll get to that later. Pretty much everything is your basic CM type or AOSP type build. It's got all your settings. Lately, in 5.1.1 versions, I've noticed that the use 24-hour format has not come checked by default, which I think is good, because if you think about it, 80% or more of the American population do not use the 24-hour format. We go by 12-hour or AM PM. Let me see here. Really nothing that's different from the other apps until you start getting into the pack tweaks. But I will open some of these up to let you see what's included. You have your privacy manager. You can set all your privacies on all your apps. You do have your home, so you can switch between any launcher that you may have installed on here. I'm running Nova Launcher right now. I just like Nova Launcher. And to let you guys know, I am running version 3.3 Nova Launcher. I don't like the new version with the material theming involved in it. I just don't like it. They really screwed up the settings in it, at least for me. It may work for other people, and you know, that's why we have choices in Android. I choose to run the 3.3 version. It's just my preference. Okay, under sounds, you have your volume controls for for your notifications and everything. I like to set my notification tone with the PacMan tone. I think it's got the best tone. I mean, if you're going to run PacMan, you should theme it PacMan. At least. It does have ringtone on here. I'm not sure why, because this is a Wi-Fi only tablet. But they're there. I mean, I guess if you're using Hangouts Caller or something like that, then it would work for that. We're going to go ahead and set that at PacMan as well. Right there it is. Okay. I have the vibration for touch off just for the purpose of the video, but I normally keep it on. Display and lights. Adaptive brightness, I want to make sure that's off. Let's see here. I like 2 minute for that. You do have your battery light options and colors. I'm not sure if you can change them. I haven't seen one that you can yet for this tablet. Yeah, you can't change the color. You can change the blinking and the speed, but you can't change the color of it. And that's pretty much for that. So that's going to take us right into, well, let's get the security first here real quick. Device administrator, we want to make sure that they are off. In my case, I turned them off. I've noticed that they have you can have issues with them conflicting with certain rooted or themes that you have. All right, unknown sources is already checked, which you have to do. It does not come that way by default. I will tell you that. Okay, now into the part that I like. This is the reason why I load PacMan. This is why I like to run PacMan. It's one of those ROMs that have you can really theme out yourself without even putting a theme on. You can colorize a lot of things. You can change a lot of things, and that's what I like about Android custom ROMs. It's got the wake lock blocker on it. I don't use that. I've said in the past I have apps that controls that. We go right into the status bar. Under the battery, you notice there is a new setting in here called bar that will remove the battery icon and replace it with a battery bar. Yay, they finally got the battery bar back. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and they do have it. Now, it's different. I kind of like having that little percentage on the side, and, being able to change the color myself. You can't do that now, but it's a battery bar, and, I'm just thankful it's there. I wish I could make it wider, you know, and change the color a little bit, but I'll go with that. Let's see, under clock, we're going to go with center. AM, PM, normal, date, normal. Date format. Now, since this is a tablet and I've got a lot of real estate up there, especially because I use it in landscape mode 90% of the time, I do want my date, and I'm going to change the format to something more indicative of like a calendar. So I want to be able to read it. We're going to go with an abbreviated month, date, year type thing. That looks good. I'd really like to be able to colorize that, but we'll get into that, hopefully, when we hit the themes. Brightness control, I don't like using that, so we're going to leave that off. Traffic indicators, I do like to have that on, and I like in and out, outgoing and incoming. We are going to select a color for that, something that I can see, and we'll go with like that, I guess. Huh. Tell me I'm going to have to go into a landscape mode to set this. Yeah, you're probably going to have to be in landscape mode to hit the enter on this, and I'm not going to flip the tablet, so we're just going to let that go for now. Okay, that's for status bar. Notifications, I haven't set any of this up yet, so you guys are going to see what all is in it. Let's see. Heads up, I'm turning that off. I don't like heads up notification. Let's see, let's go back. Notification drawer. Quick pull down, I want my left side. Let's see. Show weather, yes. Select tiles. I'm not going to go selecting a lot of tiles. I'll just show you quickly how to use this. Basically, pick the ones you want, and it throws them into the pull down for you. As you can see, they actually have quite a few. Not as many as like Bliss Pop or some of the other ROMs out there, but they have enough. I don't see a screen recorder in this. That doesn't mean it's not there. But I haven't seen the screen recorder built in yet. So, and I'll put, let's go with that one. That's good enough for now. Alright, let's see. Brightness slider, we want the advanced location. I do. There's your lock screen settings. I really don't mess with those, but they're there for you if you want them. Of course, we have gesture anywhere. It's another setting that I do not use. And your button settings. You have your backlight settings, your navigation bar. We want to turn that on. That way I can adjust things if I want. Button layout, you hit edit and you physically move the buttons where you want to move them. And then you hit save. I'm going to move them back. I just did that to show you how to do it. And save. Alright, let's see here. You have your ring targets. You can adjust that too. You hit edit, adjust your ring targets, hit the save mark, and you're good to go. But as you can see, you have your oh, okay, here's the power menu. I do want my screenshots. I still don't see a screen recorder yet. They may not have included it in this ROM. I don't see it. Okay, in this ROM they have the app bar. It's not a circle bar, but it's more of an app bar. It's kind of like the circle bar where you set up the content or apps that you want in it. You choose out of the apps. The bar would be over on your left side. You just kind of, I think you either hit them or you touch and drag. and it's not letting me. I'll figure it out, but it's there. I mean, I don't use this. I like the circle bar better. It's just good that they have them in there. Under animation controls, enter only animation, reverse exit. I guess this is just, let's see. They do have list view, list interpolar, cache, list view duration, and they do not have scrolling, which is my favorite. That's really the only one that I use, and I'm kind of surprised to see that's not included in this. Disappointing, I'll tell you. That's very disappointing. And that's pretty much it for your custom settings. I have had the ROM on here for a little bit now, playing with it, loading some apps, and I haven't had any problems with it, except for the occasional Google services has stopped. I think that has to do with more of my selection of G apps that I loaded than the ROM itself. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and set a theme and make sure that it works. I haven't tried it yet. I did notice that the theme engine in this is set up a little different. I kind of like this one. You don't have to do as much scrolling. You get to see all your themes that you have set up or that you have downloaded and installed. And this time I'm going to go with another Google Play service would like to read your contacts. I'm going to go with a first off, we're going to go with Cyanide because I like the fonts in that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and load Firepop this time. I've shown off a lot of the themes. I'll tell you, the Xchrome themes are some of the best themes. I'll just show you some examples of what I'm talking about. This is what I really love about these themes. The boot animation on these are just unreal. It's just hard to imagine unless you see it on your tablet running. But they've got really nice boot animation. The creator of this, Ted77 USA, put a lot of time into this, and he did an outstanding job with it. I like Drum Slayers. Tang is one of my all-time favorites as well. Of course, all the Team Carbon ROMs or themes are outstanding themes as well. I did Neon on the last one. I've done an Empire before. I'm going to go with the Firepop. This one's actually pretty cool. So we're going to go with Style. Status bar. I'm going to leave the wallpaper alone because the wallpaper is actually pretty dark. And I kind of like the PacMan wallpaper. You know, it kind of reminds you of what you're running. So we're going to leave that the way it is. And I'm going to click Home. See how long it takes us. There we go. You know what? I'm going to go back into themes again real quick. But this is the drop down for that Firepop theme. This is your settings. It's almost it's a see-through type setting or theme. I am going to change the fonts again and see if I can get that picture to move off again. There we go. Alright, so let's go home. What I wanted to show you guys was we're going to go into the app drawer. We're going to pull up my downloaded apps, and I'm going to pull up Kernel Auditor. You can download this from the Play Store. It's free. The donated version of it does not give you any more access to anything else. But I do recommend donating to them. I bought the donated app, but I didn't download it this time because it does nothing. It's you donate. We're going to go in here, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into settings. I'm going to change my theme to a dark theme so that it shows up a little better. Then I'm going to go back into it, and I'm going to show you the first setting, the CPU frequencies. Max frequency setting that you're allowed is 2.1 gigahertz or 2100 megahertz. I don't recommend going that far. I do run this at 1.9 gigahertz or 1900 megahertz. I have run it there safely for quite a while. It runs very smooth there. So that's where I set it at. But where you set it at on your own is entirely up to you. Custom kernels and overclocking can destroy your device. So just letting you know now that what you do is your decision and it's all on you. The governor, I like it usually interactive. I like to keep it there. So we're going to leave that set on boot. Go back into CPU settings. Go back to CPU. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to go to battery. And it doesn't give us the quick charge on this one. So I want to, that's set up to set on boot. Now, in settings, a good thing you can do is you want to change your delay to about at least 20 seconds. That way, if something goes wrong and your device crashes because of your kernel settings, that gives you enough time to get back into your kernel or get back into your kernel manager and change your settings back, so it doesn't just keep crashing over and over and over. So I highly recommend you set that to at least 20 seconds. Let's see, but I wanted to show you this, and I wanted to show you some of the things that you can do with this. Under your miscellaneous controls, your TCP congestion algorithms, you can mess with that. I wouldn't really. I like to leave mine stock. But there are a lot of things in here, a lot of things that you can adjust. If you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't adjust it. I've flashed a kernel and run it the way it is. Or the kernel that comes with the ROM is actually a good kernel. I flash Khaun kernel because I like to overclock, and it's a very reliable kernel. You can actually change things in your build prompt editor, or in your build prompt. It's there. I don't recommend it, but it is there. But that's it. I wanted to show you this app. I wanted to show you the kernel. I wanted to explain a little bit more about Khaun kernel. It is, like I said, I highly recommend it for this tablet. I'd love to see Franco build something for Lollipop, but you know, he takes his time. He likes to wait until an Android version is established, and they get like a good running version of it before he puts a lot of time into building a kernel. So that's where we're at right now with that. This does come with Omni Switch. This is the first time I'm looking at it. I'm not going to enable it because I just don't use it, but it's there. Let's see, anything else I was going to go over, because I want to hurry up and get this done here. That's about it. It's a really good ROM. I highly recommend it. It runs really well, and we'll see you on the next one as soon as I shut her down.